Aloha friends, Aaron from Hawaiian Music School. We're going to go over Hawaiian style ukulele. Make something Hawaiian style ukulele. Isn't ukulele Hawaiian anyway? You've got guys playing jazz on the ukulele, Pantera on the ukulele. You've got guys that play ragtime ukulele. Matt Dahlberg did I think a Bon Jovi song on the ukulele. So you've got all these different guys playing in this different style. So what makes it distinctly Hawaiian? Now we can look at guys like Ledward Ka'apana. Everything he plays sounds Hawaiian because he's a slack key player and he plays the ukulele the way he plays the guitar. Even the way he did Killing Me Softly. There's like a Hawaiian flavor to that. Noah Campbell's another good example. He plays very, very distinct Hawaiian ukulele. Another really awesome Hawaiian style player is Kamuela Kimokeo. Now what these guys have is the ability to make something sound distinctly Hawaiian. For me personally, when I think of Hawaiian music, the thing that gets me the most is the turnarounds. What we call in Hawaii the Hawaiian vamp. It's a 2-5-1. If you don't know what that means, don't worry about it. In the case of the key of F, right, the 2-5-1 that we're talking about, the 2-7-5-7-1, would be G7, C7, and F. Now if we were to play these chords in that way, right, this is still our Hawaiian vamp. It just doesn't sound Hawaiian. It sounds very generic. But if we were to color them a little bit differently, we could get a really nice sound out of them. So for example, if I took that G7 and I just made this a G9 with no root. So if I take that G9 chord and then I run that down to this right here, which could be considered a C13, and then I take that down to the F, I've got something that sounds a little bit more Hawaiian. So now, is that authentically Hawaiian? I don't know, but it sounds a lot more what I would consider the Hawaiian sound than, even though you can get away with this too. And it's about the feel and the way that you swing the rhythm. There's an ebb and a flow to the way that you strum or the way that you pick. It's almost like a tree swaying in the breeze. And so when we take this, it's very simple, right? But you notice I'm not going. If I stayed straight like this, it's directly on the beat each time. There's no flow, there's no ebb to it. But if I push and pull. Now as far as the turnarounds go, if I were to just take that 2-5-1 that we're talking about, I could just make it a 5-1, right? Now what I did there was I'm just voicing the C7, but what I'm going for is that turnaround sound. Now that gives it a slack key-ish kind of sound. One of the things I do for that is I slide in to that C chord. And then I hammer into the 1. And the whole time I'm keeping in mind that there's an ebb and a flow to the rhythm, right? We don't want it to be like... That sounds very mechanical, and it almost sounds like you programmed something into a tablature app and it just spit it out for you. It doesn't sound like playing. We shorten notes, we extend notes with a flow that feels very natural. And so we get that. If we're taking the key of F, and this will be a good example to try to play. Right, we slide in. I'm sliding in from the 2nd fret to the 3rd fret. And I've got a low G here, so if you don't got a low G, it's going to sound kind of odd. But I'm just sliding in from the 2nd to the 3rd fret on the top string. And I'm playing down. So it's like I'm picking 4, 3, 2. So I go onto the 2nd string, I put my finger here, and then I do a hammer-on pull-off. and then I'm going to pick onto the C string. And now when I go into the F, I'm going to do a hammer-on onto the second string, but I'm keeping my finger already in place on top. So it sounds like... Now notice I don't hit that top string till after the hammer-on, but it's there already. My finger is there already. So it's like it's sliding into it at the same time. Well, that wasn't a lot of detail, but it'll give you kind of an idea on what makes something sound a little bit more Hawaiian. We'll take a chord that was supposed to be like a G7. We turned it into a G9. We took that C7. We turned it into like a C13. And then when we go down into the F, things just sound so much better. You know? Now another thing we can do too is it has to do with rhythm. What I'll do is I'll play the chord. And what I'm doing is I'm up, hammer, down, up, down. So, but it's not like... Right? We're not very mechanical about it. We're going to let it flow. Just like that. So once we can do that, we're letting things flow a little bit more. Now we can start to pick it up. I might just be able to pick it straight down when I'm holding those chords. Right? There you go. So... Alright, that does it for today. Hopefully I've given you a little bit of insight into the Hawaiian style of playing the ukulele. Now if you have any questions or any comments, you can leave them below here, or you can reach me at hmsukelessons@gmail.com. Now if you want to take lessons either via Skype or just join my website, you can go to HawaiiMusicSchool.com. Alright guys, till next time, aloha.